Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you my plan to make $500,000 from investing this year. I will be sharing with you what I'm investing in, how much growth I'm expecting to see from each of my investments, and how I've set up my portfolio to take advantage of the high levels of inflation that we're about to see. In this video, we are going to talk about real estate, cryptocurrency, the stock market, precious metals, and boring old ETFs. So make sure you guys watch this video to the very end so you don't miss anything. This will be the first part of a two-part series that outlines my plan to make $1 million in 2021, $500,000 from investing, and $500,000 from businesses, side hustles, and other revenue streams. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon so you're notified when the second part is released. Before I start the video, I just want to make it clear that I'm not making this video to show off or brag or talk about how great I am. I am simply sharing with you my investment strategy in the hope that it motivates you and encourages you to do your own research so you can start building some wealth for yourself. As always, this is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor. I am simply sharing with you my personal opinion. And without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alright, let's start with my personal favorite, real estate. A lot of you guys already know this, but I absolutely love real estate, and most of my investment is tied up in the property market. With record low interest rates fueling the market and the lending criteria soon to be relaxed, I believe 2021 is going to be a great year for real estate. However, I think the most important thing to address here is the common misconception that during a property boom, investors can pretty much throw money into any market and they are going to do well. This is definitely not true. If you want to see growth and do well in the property market in the long term, you have to do your research. And if your experience in the market is very limited, you need to seek professional advice so they can point you in the right direction. Going forward, some markets are going to see a lot of growth. Some markets are going to see a little bit of growth. Some markets are not going to grow at all, and some might even lose money. So it is very important for us to identify the markets that are going to do well in the long term. In one of my previous videos, I revealed my entire real estate portfolio, which comprises of 6 houses, 1 apartment, and 1 development. So if you want to learn a bit more about what I'm investing in and why I'm investing in them, please check out that video afterwards. So how much growth am I expecting from my real estate portfolio this year? Let's answer this question by breaking down some of the predictions by the major banks and some historical data that we could reference. It's amazing how all the banks in Australia have changed their tune from predicting a 30% crash to all predicting strong growth in 2021, with ANZ predicting a growth of up to 17% in 2021. The prediction then breaks down the growth to 19% for Perth and Sydney, 18% for Hobart, and 16% for Melbourne and Brisbane. I personally think these predictions are very ambitious and I'll rather stay on the safe side. So I think my property portfolio is going to grow by around 10% in 2021, which is in line with the growth we saw in 2009, right after the 2008 global financial crisis. However, this prediction is dependent on a number of factors, and the first one is interest rates. Our current property boom is strongly dependent on the record low interest rates. If our government and the Reserve Bank of Australia think our recovery is happening a bit too fast and inflation is getting too out of control, they will increase interest rates earlier than expected. And if the interest rate is increased, we are likely to see the market cool significantly. The second factor that could come into play is government intervention, like what we saw in New Zealand just a few months ago, with the median house price in Australia increasing by almost 5% in the last 2 months alone. I believe if we keep seeing this kind of growth, the government is going to step in and cool the market. If all things go well and the interest rate remains low and the government does not intervene, I believe my current portfolio, which is worth around $3 million, is going to see a growth of around 10 to 15% by the end of 2021, which is going to give me a growth of around $300,000, getting us 60% to our goal of $500,000. Now, I know the apartment in my portfolio is not going to see a lot of growth this year, and the only reason I'm still holding on to it is because it is paying itself off. However, the rest of my portfolio, which I believe is going to strongly outperform the market, is going to do extremely well this year, and that should more than make up for the lack of performance in my apartment. With 60% of our work done, let's go on and talk about where the other 40% is going to come from. Despite opening a stock trading account when I was only 19 years old, I never took action and I thought trading in stocks was too risky, and I believe this was one of my biggest financial mistakes. This year I'm turning 29, meaning I have missed out on almost 10 years of growth in the stock market. Let's use a compound interest calculator to work out how much money I have missed out on. Based on a $10,000 deposit and a contribution of $1,000 every month, and an annual growth rate of 10%, I would have turned my $130,000 into $231,000, which is not terrible. But I have definitely achieved better results in the real estate market. However, the stock market is definitely a good wealth building tool, and it definitely beats money at the bank. I already know a lot of you guys have much more experience in the stock market and have much bigger stock portfolios. So you're going to probably laugh at this, but here is my stock portfolio. I currently have a stock portfolio of around $100,000, and based on the historical performance over the last 10 years, I believe I will see a 10% growth in my portfolio this year, adding a very insignificant $10,000 towards our goal. We will continue to dollar cost average into the stock market in the coming years and decades, and hopefully have something more impressive to show you guys in the coming years. Now on to the next investment, and I know a lot of you guys are going to find this very boring, but it is a very defensive investment under some very dangerous economic conditions. If you look at the graph here that shows the performance of different assets during times of high inflation, which I believe is what we are about to witness in the coming months and years. Real estate and gold are some of the best performers, both of which have outperformed most asset classes. So my next investment is of course gold and silver. I currently have around $120,000 in gold and silver, in both physical gold and silver stored in a safe location, as well as gold and silver ETFs. For your own safety, please do not store your gold and silver under your mattress. Store it somewhere safe so you can sleep better at night. While the long-term performance of gold and silver is not great, it has performed extremely well in times of crisis. Under the current economic conditions and the high level of inflation that we're about to see, I believe gold will be a strong performer. I'm expecting to see a growth of around 10% in my precious metal investment this year, which adds around $12,000 to my investment goal. So far, the total adds up to around $322,000, meaning that I need to find an additional $178,000 to reach my goal of $500,000. This means I have to now take on more risk and invest in assets that are more risky to achieve my goal. When we are talking about high risk and high reward, there is nothing better than cryptocurrency. Despite its volatility and its bad reputation for an asset that could lose 80% of its value over a matter of a few weeks, Bitcoin has actually been the best performer out of any asset class in the last 10 years. A lot of people don't truly understand the level of growth that Bitcoin has seen since its creation. So let's put it into perspective with some numbers. A Bitcoin only cost 8 cents back in 2010 after the cryptocurrency first started seeing some growth in its value. Fast forward to today, after multiple boom and bust cycles, the same Bitcoin is now worth more than $77,000. I'm not very good at math and there are a lot of zeros involved, but I'm pretty sure these numbers represent a growth of around 96 million%. This number makes me very sad. Why do I always miss out on these home run investments? Not many people know this, but I started investing in Bitcoin back in 2017, just before the big crash that saw cryptocurrency pretty much lose 80% of its value overnight. Needless to say, along with a lot of other investors, I lost a lot of money on this investment. However, I'm very happy with my decision to not sell my Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency investments, but instead I kept buying Bitcoin and Ethereum over the years. Even though I only put a small amount of money into this very volatile and risky investment, the returns I saw on these investments has been absolutely insane. My cryptocurrency portfolio is by no means huge, but it is cryptocurrency, and it has the potential to keep growing, double, triple, or even quadruple in a short period of time. Hopefully, if Bitcoin and Ethereum performs well in the next few months, I will be able to reach my goal of $500,000 in 2021. A thing to note here is that this is definitely a very risky investment, and I have already started to take out my initial investments, so I'm only playing with the profits. I would strongly recommend anyone investing in cryptocurrency to only invest what you're willing to lose, and to never ever stretch yourselves financially and put all of your money into such a risky investment. Alright guys, this brings us to the end of the video. Again, I did not make this video to brag or show off. I'm simply documenting and sharing my investment journey with you guys to give you guys some motivation and inspiration. So what are your investment goals for 2021? Let me know in the comment section below. I would love to know what you guys are investing in. Please also understand that this is not financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. I'm simply some kid on YouTube sharing his opinion. I want to thank you guys for watching till the very end. If you guys got value from this video, please do me a huge favor by hitting that like button right there and subscribing to the channel for more content just like this. I wish you the very best on your investment journey, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video.